My husband surprised me with a romantic getaway, but I found the real reason in his browser history. When Derek walked through the door last Tuesday with that sheepish grin, I knew something was up. After 12 years of marriage, you learn to read the signs. He was holding a printout of a cabin rental and practically bouncing on his feet like a kid on Christmas morning. "Pack your bags, Melody," he said, kissing my forehead with unusual enthusiasm. "We're going to the mountains this weekend, just us. No phones, no work, no distractions." I stared at him, completely bewildered. We hadn't taken a real vacation in 3 years. Money was tight after his promotion supposedly fell through, and I'd been working double shifts at the hospital to keep us afloat. Our last romantic gesture had been sharing a gas station burrito 6 months ago, because that's all we could afford. "How can we afford this?" I asked, studying the expensive-looking cabin photos that showed granite countertops and a stone fireplace. "Don't worry about it," he said, waving his hand dismissively. "I've been saving up little by little. We deserve this. You've been working so hard lately, pulling those overnight shifts, and I want to remind you how much I love you." The sentiment was sweet, but Derek had never been spontaneous. He planned our grocery trips 2 weeks in advance and color-coded our shared calendar. This sudden romantic gesture felt completely out of character for someone who needed 3 days' notice to order pizza. The cabin was absolutely stunning. Rustic stone fireplace, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking a crystal-clear lake, hot tub on the deck surrounded by towering pines. For the first time in months, Derek seemed genuinely relaxed. He cooked my favorite pasta with extra garlic. We talked without our phones buzzing constantly, and I started to remember why I'd fallen in love with him in college. But something felt off. He kept checking his phone and stepping outside for mysterious work calls that seemed urgent and secretive. When I asked about them, he'd change the subject abruptly or suggest we go for a romantic hike. His behavior was strange, overly attentive one moment, distracted and nervous the next. On Saturday morning, Derek announced he was driving to town for groceries. The nearest store was 40 minutes away through winding mountain roads, but he insisted on going alone, despite my offer to come with him. "I want to surprise you with something special for dinner," he said, kissing me goodbye with an intensity that felt almost desperate, like he was memorizing the moment. After he left, I decided to use his laptop to check my emails since my phone had no signal up here in the mountains. Derek usually guarded his computer like Fort Knox, but he'd left it open on the kitchen table. Completely uncharacteristic for someone who normally closed everything. That's when I saw it. His browser history wasn't cleared like it usually was. Derek was obsessive about digital privacy, always clearing his history and cookies. The first entry made my stomach drop into my shoes. "How to tell your wife you want a divorce." My hand started shaking uncontrollably as I scrolled down. "Divorce attorneys near me. How to hide assets before divorce. Can I keep the house if she doesn't know about the promotion?" The promotion. The one he said fell through 6 months ago. I kept scrolling, each entry worse than the last. "How to prove wife is mentally unstable. Hidden cameras for home surveillance. Life insurance claims after spouse death. How long before missing person declared dead." My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might explode. This romantic weekend wasn't what I thought it was. I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the rest down below.